Hello, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome to the final episode, at least for the Alpha Squad. This is their finale episode, and it's going to kick off things for the rest of the finales of the Main and Bravo Squad. We're going to change things up a little bit today, and I'm actually going to save the warm up question for a little bit later in the session because I wanted certain things to play out before I ask the question that I'm going to ask. So, why don't we just dive in?
Rain will go find Solo, and they'll go, I guess, outside to discuss what they're doing, since we don't want the eavesdropping, eating, doing stuff. And she'll just say something about wanting to take in the sights for a bit longer before they leave, since you guys are working on the bionic
Device.
tongue thing.
Yes.
Sure. Let's get some air.
That's kind of ironic coming from you. So they'll get off of the ship. So she'll say, "So what are you thinking about all of this?"
Well, it seems like we've finally have a plan now. So that's something. We've gone through a lot of bickering, but I think that now that we have a plan that we're fine. I think that things are going to go very well. We just have to do it now.
We still need to try and inform the other two groups as for the coup, if they're even going to be around.
Yes. How is our communications looking? Do you think that that's something we'll be able to do successfully?
It depends. We might be able to get on a relay in the Yellow Universe and try to send them an encrypted message or pass a message along through Tibbs, but I don't think we can rely on direct communication.
It will be tricky, and we won't be really sure if things are going to go right until they show up or not.
Yeah, I think things are inevitably going to go awry as they usually do. I know that Quinn needs to go pick up a few things, but while we're doing that, there is something I do need to do before we finish this, so to speak. So we'll probably make one more pit stop before we're homebound, I guess is the expression.
Great. What's the plan, Captain?
Uh, well, it's something that it's just a few errands I needed to run, and I probably will need to do them on my own, but it's nothing too important. You can just help out with the preparations to move Quinn's crucible after we examine it. He'll probably need your help on that.
Great, great. That sounds great. Let me know if you need any help with things. I'm very excited and nervous to get this finally finished.
I could use your help on one thing actually, and she'll pull out like the samples of lyrium that Gwenail gave her, like the regular lyrium in crystal form and the lyrium potions. Like, could you do analysis on these things and tell me what you can about them?
Absolutely, and I'll do a little scanny scan with my Omni tool. I don't know what kind of role you would like that to be.
You can go ahead and do an electronics, but I'm not sure how much it's going to be able to help you. But go ahead.
Wow, crit success! Roll again.
Well, yeah, there's a wild die, so I just roll an
Go
additional
ahead.
one.
Go ahead. And what is the total?
I'll let you know. Wow, another wild die. He's up to 34 and 30 and 40 now. Go again. 43.
Okay, well, it's an amazing roll. Unfortunately, you're limited by how much your technology
Yeah,
can actually like it either has the information on lyrium in its data banks or it doesn't, and it doesn't. So this is a substance that's completely foreign to the universe where this Omnitool comes from. Therefore, it has no data.
Well, could it at least like draw comparisons and figure out like, is it biological or whatever, anything like that?
It's got some biological. It has some form of sentience. Well, actually, we don't know if that's true for blue. I would say no. It wouldn't be able to tell if there was anything biological about it. I know that there's allusions to red lyrium having some sentience, form of sentience, but that's red. And if it has any similarities towards anything in your galaxy, it definitely has properties similar to Elemental Zero. Element Zero, but I believe Element Zero is in a gaseous form, whereas this one is more of a solid form.
Yeah.
504, page not found.
Yes, page not found, unfortunately.
Oh, well, as near as I can figure it, the mages use this as some sort of catalyst or rebuffer for their abilities. So I'm wondering if I could use it for the same thing if in a pinch. I just didn't know
Well,
if it was insanely risky or not.
well, if you can get me a secure room to experiment with it in, I could try using it in similar fashion as you would use Element Zero and see what happens.
All right. Well, I guess whenever we make that pit stop, you can do that. I have things that I need to make myself, and that's something that we can do. Also, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go for it.
What was Diana like?
She was very sweet. We, Nilu and I, were in a bit of a spot when we came into the vault. We didn't know anyone. We had been running for a very, very long time, running from our past, running from the our people who we felt had betrayed us, and we were tired. We were very, very tired. And Diana, she was immediate in recognizing that, I think, and she came to us, and that was one of the few times we actually talked in length, but I felt she was always watching out for us.
Whenever you say running from your past, Rain kind of shifts in her spot a little bit, and she mulls over your words for a moment and says, "Okay, I see. Well, thank you for telling me. I just wanted to know. And I guess whenever all this is said and done, if she still wants to see me, then well, I will heavily lean towards whatever place you guys end up going.
I think that she would like that very much.
So we'll go pick up those supplies and then we will see, and then we'll go and finish this thing up.
Let's do it.
You guys will jump to blue, and the Normandy docks on to the Citadel. And right now, things in the Citadel are pretty tense. The Blue Galaxy seems to be on high alert right now because you'll find out very quickly if you didn't know before. I don't think you guys would have known this. The Blue Galaxy has been informed of the Reaper threat going on. It's all over the news, it's all over TV, talk show posts. A lot of people seem to be trying to not panic, but supermarkets are right now full of people trying to grab their milk and eggs and their milk and toilet paper and various other things to try to buckle down before the impending doom that is the Reaper invasion. So things it's really there's a lot of high activity going on in blue right now. Um, Faith's sisters are going to be are going to say that they need to run a few errands of their own before they go back to the Crucible in Red. And that is when they are going to suggest going to see Damien in the Blue Galaxy. Meanwhile, Rain, I think, is disappearing somewhere.
She's going to go make the thing first, and
Okay.
Solo's probably going to go and do his tests on the lyrium stuff.
Okay.
And try not to explode.
Yeah. Well, Rain's only question about it is if she drinks the potion, is she going to die?
If she drinks the lyrium potion here in the Mass Effect universe, she's not going to die.
Okay. That's basically her only question is like, will it help me or will it kill me?
What it will do to you is a different question. I don't know if that's something that Sala will be able to answer right away.
Okay.
At least not by the end of this campaign. Not by the end of this session.
Okay.
So
She's keeping it for now. Do you need me to roll a modding to make the thingy? What's it that I was gonna make?
Sure.
Okay.
Where are you doing this, by the way?
In the Blue Galaxy, she's gone to a tech center where people can like mod their own stuff in their own like little corners.
Okay. Are you going by yourself? Is Tadashi helping you with this? Is anyone helping you with this?
She would probably keep it as low as possible, so I don't think she would have asked Tadashi to help, and I know Salo's doing his own experimenting, so she's probably doing this by herself.
Okay. Just checking.
Okay. I rolled a 29, by the way.
Okay. I'm sure it succeeds then.
Awesome.
Your sisters will approach you once you're in the Blue Galaxy and says, Will and Wei will approach you and say, so, Faith, now that we're back in Blue, do you want to come with us to visit Damien?
She'll kind of tense up at this because she's remembering back her Damien. She'll think for a bit and say, I guess they couldn't hurt.
There's no guarantee that this Damien is anything like your Damien.
I know.
But
and same goes for me for his Faith, but couldn't hurt to at least see him.
We thought it would be, it would be nice, and maybe it would give
some closure. Yeah, for both of us.
Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll go and take you with us, but we'll break it to him first so that, he's not super shocked about all of this.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Your sisters will take you over to the CSEC office in the Citadel, and they'll say, you probably should hide your face, because some people in CSEC knows you personally too, and we don't want them to, get shocked.
Yeah, considering my other self was engaged to him, so that's not surprising. So yeah, it's probably a good idea. So she will hide her face.
Hide her face. Your sisters will hide her face. They will ask for permission to speak with Damien, and then they'll go into Damien's office first, talk to him, and then Waynona will open the door into Damien's office, and she says, okay, he's ready to see you, and he's got a lot of questions.
It's not surprising there. And she'll walk into the office.
Faith, you walk into Damien's office, and he is dressed very handsomely in a CSEC uniform. You gather that this Damien is a lot more serious than the Damien that you know. The other Damien is a lot more lighthearted. He joked around a bit.
Definitely a face behalf on that one.
Yes, this one is a lot more mature, and he seems to definitely have made a thing for himself because he's the chief of the CSEC police force. He stands up as soon as he sees you and says, so it is true. Faith.
Never thought I'd see you again. Well, my version of you anyway.
Yes. Please, a seat, he says as he motions to the chair in front of him.
She'll walk over and sit down.
He'll also sit down. Your two sisters will say, "We'll just be outside. We'll be outside," and they wave as they leave the room.
It wouldn't surprise me if they start leaning against the door to listen to what's going on.
Who knows? They might. Damien says, I was actually informed of these alternate universes a few days ago. One of our officers, Sesepia Altus, she told me about everything. And now your sisters are coming along and telling me about you from a galaxy where the Reapers won. And that's where all of these Reapers that are bent on attacking our universe is making their way towards.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I never even thought it would happen when we ended up in another universe. But
I'm glad to hear that despite all odds you survived.
yeah,
He laughs a little bit. I have to admit, you seem a lot different from the Faith that I know. She was a bit less serious, I guess. A little bit of a jokester. More lighthearted, he says.
I could say the same thing about you, about my Damien. He was that way too.
Huh.
Heck, the jokes he made were actually more at my behest, because he kept on making old lady jokes.
Really? She says.
Yeah.
She kept joking about how much of a total child I was and how much she was rocking the cradle.
She'll laugh at that.
I guess opposites attract.
Looks like it.
Well, this is very awkward, but, are you planning on sticking around, hopefully, after all this is said and done? Your sisters have been telling me that you and them are heavily involved in the effort to stop the Reapers, so if you are successful, what are your plans?
She'll sit there and think for a bit, and I'm not really sure what I'm planning on doing, to be honest. All that we've been thinking about right now is stopping the Reapers, and I don't know where or what I'm gonna do. I lost my family in our galaxy, and my best friend, so I don't have anything to go back to for there. So I don't know.
Well, he says, I don't want to be presumptuous, and of course, again, it's clear you and I were not the same
As our
people,
others,
as our other hearts.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean to say that I wouldn't want to try to at least become friends.
That'd actually be nice, at least having a friend.
I think they mentioned something about you deciding where you wanted to stay, and if you're at all interested or curious, I definitely would be open to hopefully being able to see you again.
Well, if the portals or whatever they are left open, then it'd be a whole lot easier to come see you. But I don't know. I still don't know where or what universe I'm gonna be in when all this is done. To be honest.
Well, it's just something to think about.
Yeah. I am curious about something. There is someone that from my universe I'd like to know if is in this universe.
Sure.
His name
Go ahead.
is Tamias Stanimus.
His eyes shut when you say his name. Ah, yes. He does actually exist here. In fact,
Oh, great.
he's
that-
dead.
Oh. She's a bit relieved at that, and yet at the same time, it's...
He was shot during a bank robbery. A couple months ago, I would say.
Oh. Huh. Never would have thought he would ever rob a bank. I figured his honor wouldn't allow him to do that. Huh.
Certain situations can push people to do things that they never would have done otherwise.
Do you have any records of his past? Maybe his past is similar to the Tobias that I know. Maybe I can fill in some gaps.
I'm not sure. Do you know this person from your universe?
Sadly, yes.
Well, I have to admit, Faith, that that type of information is on a need-to-know basis, technically.
Well, maybe this information could help you figure out why he robbed the bank in the first place. Or what drove him to rob the bank. Maybe something made him crack.
We know that he's had a very seedy past. He has been involved in a number of gangs. He's had some time working with some of the mercenary groups. I don't think that the you here ever knew him personally.
Then she was lucky.
Oh?
Let's just say that my Tobias, not on good terms with him.
Then it makes sense that you're not unhappy that he didn't survive here.
Yeah, I'd rather not run into him again while I'm here.
I don't think... Well, I guess that's another benefit to hanging out here in the Blue Universe, he says with a smile.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that the Damien in your universe passed away.
Yeah, it happened right when we ended up in another universe, basically. We were attacked by Reaper Husks, and, well, he didn't make it through it.
I miss my Faith very much. She was a wonderful woman.
And I miss my Damien. I even miss the old lady jokes, believe it or not.
I'd like to believe that Kalahira has made sure that your Damien has found peace.
That'd be good to know.
My Faith here, he says, she was such a wonderful cook too. Loved to read. How about you, he says. What are you interested in?
Looks like we're more similar than we thought. Huh. I like to cook and read too.
Huh.
In fact, I'm the cook in our ship.
That's important. Faith, I don't want to cut this short, but I have to get more things done. But if you're ever around, please, it would be really nice for us to talk again. Maybe you and your sisters can join in for dinner sometime.
I'd like that, and she'll smile at him.
It'll be nice to start over as friends.
Yeah. And if he's done with that, then I guess she'll get up to head out.
Good luck out there, Faith. If you're anything like the Faith that I know, you will see this to the end, at whatever cost. And I couldn't be prouder.
She'll smile at that and give him a quick hug.
She'll give you a warm hug back. And you leave. As soon as you open the door, your sisters fall on top of each other because they were hanging out. Ah, sorry, she says. We just noticed that the door handle needed buffing. Yeah, door handle. And these are the type of doors in the Mass Effect where they just kind of... There's no handle. They just kind of go...
Faith will smile at that and shake her head and say, "You guys are so silly," and she'll hug her sisters.
They'll hug you back, and as you guys are leaving the CSEC office, they'll say, "So, how did it go?"
Well, we talked, and I found out that our alternate versions are quite similar.
For the better?
His faith was more lighthearted and joking, and my Damien was lighthearted and joking, but the more jokes he told were old lady jokes about me.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. So are you gonna go see him again? Your other sister asks.
She'll kind of shake her head at that and say, uh, if once this is over with, we might hang out again. He offered to have us over for dinner at one point, all three of us.
Oh, that would be really nice, one of the sisters says. So, Faith, we just wanted to find out what your feelings were for him, because if he's not necessarily on your radar, the other sister says, one of us might snatch him up instead.
We'll kind of stumble a bit at the question of her feelings for him. I was like, really? I just ran into him again after his alternate identity's funeral.
Well, yeah, she says, we know. We're not trying, we didn't mean to be insensitive about it. It's just, we would definitely give you the first shot, first dibs. But if you decide that, it doesn't work out because he's not like your Damien, if it doesn't work out, then, there's no reason why the two of us can't get a stab on him too.
She'll shake her head at her sisters. You two are so silly.
Well, can you blame us though? We've had to live under your shadow for the longest time.
She'll just smile and hug her sisters. Well, I'm sorry that
Okay.
you had to live under my shadow the whole time.
They'll be giggling on the way back. So, Rain has been out for a while, and I'm going to probably say that the rest of your group will probably try to find out where Rain went, and then, just to save time, to pick her up from wherever it is she went. Quinn himself will probably want to find out where she went anyway. And when you guys spend the time to do that, you will discover that Rain is where? What planet again?
It's in the Terminus systems. I left the planet
Okay,
unscript because
that's fine. There, she ended up going to all the way to the Terminus systems. You guys make it to the Terminus system planet, and while you guys are making your way towards where you believe Rain has gone, because I think Tadashi would also have an idea of where Rain would have gone, correct?
yes, he does. He
So Tadashi would have known.
Whenever you find the journal and show it to him and he reads it, he would know exactly where she went.
And the journal is in her... Where is her journal? In her room?
In her room. She's actually left it there, which is strange.
Tadashi will inform the crew that he has an idea of where she went, and that leads you over to the planet that you guys are on. While you guys are wandering around in the planet, however, Salo and Nilu, I guess Nilu will be accompanying you as well. You spot a Geth in the distance, which is a little odd, actually, here on the Terminus systems.
I will soccer mom arm Nilu.
What is it, brother?
There's a Geth.
And Nilo automatically pulls out her pistol as a reflex. And what do you guys do next?
Hold on. Let's be quiet and try to flank it. What way is it facing? Is it facing towards us?
No, it doesn't seem to be facing... It doesn't seem to have noticed you at all. It seems to be patrolling, I guess. Patrolling the vicinity. It doesn't seem to be moving towards your direction. The way it's moving is just kind of walking back and forth, as if it's either looking out for something or guarding something. It's either guarding something or looking out for something. You can't tell which.
I want to try and get a little closer and see if I can... do I have the skill to do that? I'm not sure. I want to try and hack it, but I'm not sure what skill that is. If that's synthetics...
It would probably be synthetics. Or AI hacking, one of the two. Wow, another crit success.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. You manage to hack into its systems. So right now you have full control over this Geth. I don't know what you want to do with it.
Oh, cool. I was just trying to see what it was doing, if I could like find some directives or stuff. But if I'm like
Well,
controlling
what is the well? What's the total? I guess what is your
32.
Yeah, that's enough to control it, at least for the next round. At least for the next couple of rounds, you can control it. But if you don't want to control it, you can also access its memory systems, access its weapon systems.
yeah, I
You
want
tell
to.
me what.
Yeah, I want to see what it's doing, what its directives are, and if I don't like them, I will make it shoot itself.
You check into its memory banks, and on the surface, it seems to be guarding something. It seems to be guarding a nearby cave that it's in front of. And if you try to do some delving on to see who or what it is guarding, you are shocked to see that through its memory systems that it is guarding two Quarians, and not just any two Quarians that look a lot like your mother and your father.
Salo is going to fall to his knees.
What is it, brother? What's wrong? And at this point, Nilu is going to aim her pistol towards the Geth.
It's. It can't be.
You're not making much sense, brother. I'm going to shoot.
No, it's. It's mother and father.
What? Salo, I think the heat is getting to you. She says, Mother and father are dead. And even if they weren't, mother and father were not even the same universe anymore.
I'll have the Geth walk into the cave so I can see like on my Omni tool display and show her.
The Geth makes its way into the cave, and through its vision, you are able to see your mom is currently. They sort of have set up some sort of a makeshift home inside of this cave. It's got furniture. It seems to have some form of, electrical generator. There seems to be running water. It's like a I guess a typical house that somebody has sort of redecorated the cave into. And it looks like your mom is cooking something for lunch, and your dad seems to be on an Omni tool of his own. You're not sure if it's for work or for pleasure, but he seems to be busy on it right now. And you see your mom look up and say, "BR-0, is something wrong?" Your mom asks. And Nilu is watching this too, and she drops the pistol down on the ground in shock, and she says, "That that can't be.
It is. It.
Why would our parents in this universe side with the Geth?"
I. I don't know. I. Maybe they didn't even have us in this universe. I. Let me try something. And I'm going to have the Geth, in its best possible way,
Okay.
sing the lullaby that they used to sing to me and Nilu, and see if they
Ah.
react at all.
You have the Geth start singing this lullaby, and it comes out as close as a Geth could possibly come to singing. Uh, your mom stares at the Geth as if seeing a ghost. She drops the ladle that she was holding into the pot. Your father, stops what he's doing and he looks up towards BR-0, and suddenly your father says, "Where did you hear that?" He gets up and he walks towards the robot, towards the Geth. How does Salo respond? Does Salo respond?
Sallow is going to release control of the Geth grab Nilu by the arm and make a beeline for the cave.
Okay. You make a beeline for the cave. Tadashi and I guess Quinn, if he's there. Well, Quinn is probably like stealthing, knowing him, trying to stay out of the way. Tadashi will follow after you, and you make it over to the cave, and you come face to face with your parents. Your mom gasps, and she drops the measuring cup that she had in her other hand. It shatters next to her. Your father looks very startled. He backs up and almost falls over into the couch behind him, and BR-0 turns around towards you, and he automatically like holds up his gun and aims towards your direction. As soon as that happens, your father says, "No, BR-0, no, wait, wait." BR-0 just remains standing there, just frozen, not moving.
Sallow is going to inject as much medication into his system as possible and then remove his face mask. He is crying very heavily.
At this point, your mom walks up to you and says, "Kila, it is you." But she walks towards you. Is it our you? She asks.
I don't think so. And I will hug her.
The mom hugs you back, and your father goes up to you and says, "Nilu, is that you, Nilu?" And Nilu says, "Father, is that really?" She starts to break down, and your father goes up to her and wraps his arms around her, and she gives him a hug back. "We're very sorry," she says. We don't want to spoil this moment, but I just wanted to make sure you knew from the beginning that we're not your real parents. We're not from this universe, if you can believe that."
Neither are we.
She tilts her head. "You're not from this universe either, Salo?" Your dad asks.
No.
Your parents are absorbing this while you respond to them.
In our universe, the Reapers destroyed everything. You were dead. You were killed by the Geth, shooting a dirty look at BR-0.
BR-0 stays. He by this point he's put his gun down.
The Admiralty Board sent us to our aunt and uncles, and then the Quarians made peace with the Geth, and we ran away.
Your dad says, "That's very strange. We were trying to broker peace with the Geth ourselves. It wasn't a very popular decision by the rest of the Quarians. We didn't even know if it was popular with our children either. We were very close. We managed to make contact with the Geth and started at least beginning the origins of hopefully brokering peace with them. The admirals, however, well, one in particular, Admiral Han Garel, he decided to take advantage of this situation, and while the Geth had their guard down, commanded an attack on the Geth base that we are on. The Geth retaliated in self-defense, and some of them even did open fire on us, but it was only because they thought that they were betrayed," your mother then says. Then your father says, "In the end, we were backed into a corner," and your mom says, "Your father was severely wounded between the crossfire. We weren't soldiers, we were just scientists, we weren't fighters." Your father says, "Admiral Han Garel had found us. begged him to help us, but he said that we knew too much, and that if they know about the betrayal, it would not go over very well. He actually pulled out a gun to me and was about to shoot me. And he would have if it wasn't for this get over here. Your mother says BR-0 came to your father's rescue and saved us from Admiral Hangarel and helped us to escape. Your father was bleeding, he was dying. And before we knew it, there was this big explosion, this big flash of light. And then we ended up here. BR-0 was with us as well, but no one else. He alone helped protect us and tried to administer first aid and tried to bring your father back to good health. It took several months, but we were able to regain our strength. While we were here, we had been transported to this universe's Rannoch, and we discovered that there already was another us, another counterpart here in the blue universe, even another you here on the universe. We couldn't stay on Rannoch. That would just be much too complicated. So instead, we made our home here in the Terminus systems. Your father has been trying to find a way back to our home galaxy, but we haven't been able to.
Salo will absorb all of this. He'll look at BR-0. BR-0.
The BR-0 responds, Creator Salo.
When you rescued my parents from Admiral Hangarel, where did you wound him, Admiral Geralt?
I think that he would probably have fired Hangarel on his shoulder, where his firing arm, basically. It didn't kill him, I don't think. It just incapacitated him so that he couldn't return fire. While you were at home, while you were at your purple galaxy, you would have known that that was the exact same injuries that Hangarel had when he himself told you and Nilu that your parents died. He was favoring his shoulder. Nilu asked very quickly, Father, when did this happen to you? About 5 years ago, his father said, which is exactly the time when your parents died, 5 years ago.
Salo will start bawling again and manage to say that we are your children. We are your real children.
Your mom's speechless, and your dad says, I can't imagine it. It is a miracle. It's a miracle, he says as he goes up to you and he gives you a big hug. My goodness, Salo, is this a dream? I can't tell. It's just, it doesn't seem like any of this is real.
It is not a dream, Father. We have found a way to transverse the different universes, and Salo will explain in a nutshell kind of what's going on.
Your parents will absorb everything as you explain to them what's been going on, and your mother says, so that means that we can't go back home. That's what we've been trying to do all this time, is to go back to our own galaxy. But if you say that the Reapers are there, maybe we should stay in blue. This blue galaxy that you refer to. They didn't really have a way to differentiate between the galaxies, so now that they know, alright, so you're calling your galaxy purple and we're calling this one the blue. So she's finally using that terminology. Maybe we should stay in the blue galaxy.
We're trying to fix things. We're trying to get rid of the Reapers once and for all and create a new home in purple. Restore the galaxy as best as we can.
Can we do that in purple, though, with virtually every single species destroyed and killed? Would it not be easier to try to rebuild a life here?
I haven't put much thought into what we're going to do when we're done. I guess maybe I haven't internally decided if we're going to succeed or not.
Your mother says, ultimately, she says, it doesn't matter where we live. Now that we are together, that really is all that matters. Whatever you all decide, it doesn't matter to me, she says. I just want to make sure we keep this family whole again.
Yes, I agree.
Nilu is still crying up a storm, and she hasn't really been able to say much of a word. Um, we'll say that Faith and Tadashi arrived at the scene at least enough to know what's going on, to know what's happening.
Okay.
So if Faith wants to say anything, she has time to say something.
I think Faith is probably going to go over and hug Nilu, happy that they found their parents.
Faith, she says, they're alive. They're actually alive. I don't know how or what we did to deserve seeing our parents again, but it's a miracle. It's truly a miracle, she says.
Yes, it is, and you did deserve to see your parents again.
And your father and mother will I guess introduce themselves to the rest of your companions. Your mom will say, "Salo, you'll have to forgive me," she says. "If I had known that you were coming with friends, I would have made more food."
It's fine, Mother. It's fine.
No, it's not fine. She says the house is a mess. She says I haven't had a chance to wear my good suit. I've got stains all over this one. Oh, she says this is awful. This is terrible.
It's quite all right. We didn't know that we were going to be finding you guys either, so it's just as much a surprise to us.
Thank you, Miss Faith. She says it's been a very long time since our children have had guests over, had friends over. Nilo starts chuckling a bit. Oh, mother, she says.
FYI, Salo would have put his face mask back on.
Yes, absolutely, yes. So I guess for the rest of the evening, if you guys want to hang out with Salo's parents, you're welcome to. I don't know if Salo is going to tell his parents to stay here for the time being. I don't know if Salo's going to ask if they want to come with you on the ship or whatever, but it's up to you to decide what you want to do with your parents now that you know where they are.
How safe are you guys here?
Well, she says, to be very honest, we keep to ourselves. It's very lonely here, but again, we didn't want to risk any issues with identity theft or whatever. BR-0 is the one that takes care of gathering supplies for us. Every now and then, we'll go to uh, some of the nearby trading vessels, disguised, of course. We've got some fake identification, new identities here, just to make sure that as much red tape is not crossed as possible. So we're fairly happy here. Though it would be nice if we had more visitors.
Father, do you miss work?
He chuckles for a bit. Do I miss work? I miss what I was working on, yes. Do I miss the usual day-to-day 9 to 5 job? Not really, he says. That's why I spend most of my time freelancing a bit for myself.
Would you be interested in a new project?
Absolutely, son. What do you recommend?
Well, I will have to check with my companions, but I think I have some work that you two would enjoy very much, and it would keep you guys safe and a little bit closer to me and Nilu.
Of course, we would be happy to help you with in however we can, Salo. What exactly do you want us to do? Your mother asks.
I will describe to them in as vague and safe a detail as to Quinn and Rain not being mad at me
Okay.
about the crucible and
Uh-huh.
that sort of stuff.
So, it's true then. We picked up some radio signals implying that the Reapers were coming back.
They are, yes.
This crucible, he says, if what you're saying is true, I'm very impressed that so much of it has been built so far.
Well, one of our own is handling it after all.
I see. We believe that we can help. Yes, if you will have us, we would love to join in the ranks of making sure that the crucible is ready.
That's good to hear. And I will hug them both again.
They'll give you a hug. And then your mom goes up to BR-0 and says, "So, BR-0, it looks like we get to go on a field trip." BR-0 says, "Excellent. No offense, but this place can get very boring sometimes." "Yes, I know. It's alright. You'll get some excitement soon enough, we're sure."
The Sala will turn back to BR-0 hesitantly, and I guess I owe you an apology, BR-0. I'm sorry that I hacked into your systems. I apologize.
BR-0 says, "Apology accepted. Teenagers are known for acting out." At this, your mom laughs. "We taught him well," she says. Your dad asks, "Which one, BR-0 or Salo?" And your mom doesn't respond to that. She doesn't respond.
Sala will hold out his hand to BR-0 and say, "Thank you for saving my parents."
He looks at the hand, and instead of holding out his hand for a shake, he holds up his fist like a fist bump. He's named BR-0 for a reason.
Sala will return the fist bump awkwardly.
Does he go ba la la la?
No, he might go. No, he doesn't go ba la la. That might be something that Salo or Nila might have to teach him. But yeah, he definitely does BR-0 fist you. It's a BR-0 fist. So.
By the way, just so you guys know, Rain specifically told you not to follow her.
Right. Rain specifically told you not to follow her, but
You're doing it
Tadashi
anyway.
decided to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because plot.
Yeah.
Eventually, I guess you guys will depart from Salo's parents' cave. I don't know if Salo will, again, tell his parents to stay. Oh, he did. He asked them to come to the Citadel. So I guess Salo's parents are gonna make their way towards the ship. Spells, do you want to do anything while you're at your hideout before people arrive? That's up to you. It's gonna be by yourself if you do.
Rain. I don't think there's anything important going on in the hideout with Rain other than her just wrecking the place with biotics.
Okay.
Like, if you want me to describe the hideout for you, it's an old burned down building in like a slummy part of a city. And
Okay.
Tadashi would know that if you move a log or like a burnt down like wooden beam and brush away some of the dirt, there's a keypad, and if you pull it, punch the numbers into the keypad, there's an elevator that goes down, sort of like the Resistance hideout.
Okay.
And then it goes down into this like underground area it's probably really dusty and old by this point because it's been abandoned for a few years. But it's just like, think your stereotypical underground Mass Effect base.
Okay.
So there's that. And do you want me to, I guess, I could read out the journal entry that Tadashi read because it might be important for you.
Sure.
So you can just imagine this while Rain is just destroying the inside of the base. I've been such a fool. It was a mistake trying to trust Quinn and get so close to all these people. I should have shot him when I had the chance, or thrown him and his group off my ship at the first opportunity. They shouldn't have been on my ship, and I shouldn't let them or anyone else get involved. But I couldn't do it alone. So I made excuse after a petty excuse to convince myself that letting them tag along was a good idea. I ignored every protocol, and for what? To try on a new face, to invent more lies, to make a new act. Now the veil is so thin that I doubt the elusive man believes me anymore. I nearly lost it. My composure was breaking down, and I practically lost it, and now I've endangered Tadashi, who's been by my side and my closest friend all these years. I've made so many mistakes, constantly running from one blunder into another. I ran for my life on Thessia when it didn't suit me. When Darren and Tibbs abandoned me, I fled from my feelings. I didn't confront my father when I should have. Every time something was too hard or hurt too much, I just turned my back on it. Always. Maybe that is why everything I try leads to failure. I just know I can't go back to the way I was during the war. I felt nothing but anguish and hate, fighting like I had nothing to lose. It was horrifying. I think it would kill me to put on that mask again. Masks. I've always worn one in one way or another. So many faces, I don't remember which one is the real me and which ones are fake. Who am I? A question that is still yet to be answered no matter how hard I've looked. Am I Rain Takai, daughter of Aurora, the masked biotic, the celebrity, Cerberus agent, Banshee Slayer, friend of Tibbs and freedom fighter, savior of the galaxy? Which one is the real me? I thought I found the answer when I rescued Tadashi, secreted him and the others away, hoping to find some solace. I don't think they ever realized how much they mean to me. They reminded me that I always wanted to help people, but what life have I given them in return? One of seclusion and solitude. I've tried to make it comfortable and offered them ways to forge a new life, but how could I tell them that they were all there because of me? Another mask, another face, another person. Who am I? I put them there. I put them all there. The Yellow Universe is because of me. Without my help, it never would have happened. So it's all my fault, and I have to live with that. Only Tadashi knows the truth. So why? Why is he still here? Why does he still trust me, comfort me, and give me advice? What does he have to gain? Doesn't he hate me? Blame me like Quinn does? Why does he offer his unflinching support? After all, his sister is dead because I couldn't save her. But he never left. Not for the countless reasons I've given him. I care for him. More deeply than he could ever know. But I can't bear the thought of him having feelings for another mask of mine. Or worse, if these feelings I have are the mask. I don't even know who I'm lying to anymore. Myself or everyone around me. I'm just confused. I just need an answer. Goddess, tell me who I am. Until I find the answer, it's best if everyone stays away from me, especially those I love. They need to stay away where they will be safe, so my touch can't burn them and so they won't be targeted. That way I can't lie to them. I just don't want to hurt them anymore. That's why, even though it hurts, even though I want nothing more than to be near them, I have to stay away. Juno, Tibbs, Mom, and Tadashi, they're all I have left and I'm terrified. I can't lose them too. It's too risky for them to get any closer, not until I figure out who I am and let the other masks fall. No one can give me an answer, and every stone I overturn leads me to more questions. I just know I can't keep going on like this. My mind and body can't take it. In my dreams, I'm constantly haunted by the events of the Reaper War, the night my crew died, and the night when Darren was murdered closely follow. The sedatives Dashi gave me aren't working as well anymore, and he says it's too dangerous to increase the dose. So I wake up at least twice a night with vivid fever dreams and a cold sweat, like memories of the past are trying to tell me something. I have to save them. All of them. I have to make it right. I'm believing in the hope, just like Gwenaël said. Even if it costs me my life, I can't let them down. I won't allow the people in my universe to continue to live in fear. I think that hope will lead me to my answer. That is the key to all of this for me. Without it, I may as well be blind. So I've decided, next place we jump to, I'll be leaving. Going back to the Terminus systems, back to where it all started and I donned the first mask. The same place where I seem to have lost it all, so I can face my past. I have to do it alone. It's the only place I left to look for my answer. Who am I?